Hey, ladies, I hope you have enjoyed this first week of um, considering how to pray, a simple guide for normal people. I hope you enjoyed Pete's video, the interview with his friend. And and as we get started, I just want to reiterate the really simple model that Pete and his team have designed based on the Lord's Prayer itself to help us with the matter of prayer. Um, it shouldn't surprise us that sometimes we feel at loose ends, we feel really not sure of our footing when it comes to prayer. Jesus' own disciples came to him and said, Lord, teach us to pray. And these were good Jewish boys who had been trained in the prayers of the Jewish people. And yet they felt this need for Jesus to teach them. So we shouldn't berate ourselves if we feel sometimes like we're still in kindergarten when it comes to the school of prayer. So I just want to walk us through in a review the simple scheme, the simple acrostic that the 24/7 prayer ministry uses to help us shape our prayer times, the PRAY acronym. And I want to say that prior to that, the thing that brings us to put this kind of model into practice, the thing that brings us to look for ways to engage with God in prayer is the certainty, the faith, the anticipation that God will meet with us and that God will hear us and that God will speak to us. And so we come to this process anticipating that there will be a real conversation. So PRAY, the first P, I like to think of it as just simply pause. And this is, it's that preparation of ourselves for the conversation with God. And that can be a physical preparation, a changing of our posture, an opening of our hands to just say, I'm letting go of the distractions and the anxieties and the things that I've brought to this time with me. I just am letting go of those and I am opening myself to this time spent with you. So the pause to give ourselves a chance to be present. Lots of P words we could put in here: pause, prepare, presence, our presence with the God who has promised to be present with us. So it's that deliberate setting of the stage, if you will. And then the R, again, there are several words that we could associate with this: read, reflect, rejoice. This is a good place for us to go back and grab those Psalms that we've been studying and to begin our prayer time with the Lord with the words, the ancient praise of all God's people, as Pete likes to say. Take a Psalm and speak it back to the Lord and let that open the conversation, and rejoice in the things that you say about God, the truths that you declare about God in that psalm. Let those be expressions of rejoicing and praise. And then after we've prepared, after we have read and rejoiced, then and only then do we move to the A, which is ask. And if we're honest, most of us just go straight to that when we sit down to pray, or when we're in the car, or when we are in prayer at church, we just go straight to the ask part. But it's important to do the P and the R before that. And then remember that the A, the asking, has two parts to it. There's the asking for ourselves, and if we're praying after we have been engaged with Scripture, then some of the asking should be in response to what the Lord has said to us through the scripture. Um, if the word has been about trust, then we may need to ask, Lord, what are the things in my life that are keeping me from trusting you? Would you show me those, and would you help me deal with that? But there's also the asking for personal needs, for healing, for provision, for peace, for family, whatever the things are on our hearts. The Lord wants to hear those. But the other side of asking is what we commonly call intercession. It's not focused on me, but it's focused on the needs around me, the needs of my family, the needs of my community, the needs of my local church, the needs of the world. And so we bring those things to God in prayer. So we've paused, we've read, rejoiced, and reflected, we've asked, and then we close our prayer time with that letter Y, yielding. Just as we anticipate going into this, that God will speak to us, God will meet us through our prayer time, we also are committed then to responding to that meeting. And so yielding is surrendering. It's putting ourselves out there to respond to what God has said to us through his word and through his presence. I like what Pete says. If you're doing the PRAY acronym with children, teaching them how to pray, they may not know what that word yield means. So simply turn that Y into the word yes. The end of our prayer time is us saying yes to Jesus, to whatever his Spirit has revealed to us or spoken to us or challenged us with during our prayer time. It is laying our will and our actions and our attitudes on the line and saying yes to whatever Jesus has said to us. So I hope that you will find this acronym helpful, the PRAY. If you've not explored the Lectio 365 app on your phone, those daily engagements with prayer and scripture are organized around this acronym, the PRAY acronym. And it's a good way to begin to establish this rhythm of prayer. If you feel like you need some help in implementing that, then I would encourage you to check out the Lectio 365 app. And I will post another link to that on our page. So God bless you.